Hello, parents. Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about getting ready for the summer holidays. Depending on where you are, you may only be 2 weeks away from summer break, or 4 weeks if you up north. But no matter what I want to bring your attention to today is it's important to keep up with a few things, if not all. So, in the midst of getting ready for traveling and summer vacation and so on, you want to keep in mind those two things that are important so that the children who are now coming off out of school are their skills are still being nurtured. And those are the two areas that I think is really important to keep up with despite everything else, or in addition to everything else. And that is language and practical life. Now, I'm going to develop this a little bit for my traditional parents who are not in Montessori, and maybe they don't say practical life. But for you parents who are in Montessori, you somewhat familiar with that term already. So let's talk about language. Language is the aspect of children learning to speak, learning to read and write, and so on. Now, depending on what age your child is, language is going to look a little different. If you are a parent of an infant, then you are going to be focused on spoken language, meaning that you are constantly going to make sure you speak throughout the caregiving process because they're infants. So that means their life is around feeding, diapering, sleeping, and playing. So each of these create or provides an opportunity for you to speak to them. So whether you're going to change a diaper, we're going to speak about it. During the process, we're going to talk about the process of taking off a diaper, wiping, and putting it on a clean diaper. So these are the opportunities we speak because language is learned. The more we speak, the more they learn. So if you are in the process of caring for during the meal time, we're going to talk about what we are eating, what texture it offers, what color it is. These are all spoken language opportunities to nurture your child's ability to develop language and to flourish in speaking. If you are a parent of a toddler, then you are still using spoken language as you talk through each process, but you also are going to use different maybe pictures that you are naming what they are. Maybe pictures of animals, maybe pictures of things around the house, maybe pictures of different places, and you identify what these are: car, boat, dinosaur, horse. So you can have different pictures of different things, and you are including language as you go, as you show what each thing is and the names, what their names are. If you are a parent from, we call this early years or primary age, 3 to 6 group, then you're doing a little bit more. You're going to add spoken language, of course, never leaves you, but you're also adding sound game. So sound game is really a nice way to bring to the awareness of the child that words have sounds, or words are made of sounds. So as we speak about anything, we want to emphasize that this word has a beginning sound. And for instance, if we're going to go to the store, store begins with the sound S. We don't necessarily have to teach it. We just kind of emphasize it as we talk. Oh, let's have dinner. Dinner. It's time for your bath. Bath. So we always want to emphasize beginning sounds because now becoming aware that each word has a sound and each word is made of different sounds. So the more we say it, the more they hear it, the more they start to connect the two. Like, everything I say has a sound. So we want to keep up with those things as we go about our daily routine during the summer. In addition to that, if you are a 3 to 6 parent, you really also want to keep up with the letter sounds. Now, in Montessori, we don't use the name of the letter. We use the sound the letter makes. So any letter that you're going to introduce or you want to keep up with, just be sure that we talk about the sound it makes. So if it's a G, then we say G, G. If it's a B, then it's a B, B. So before the school completely ends, it might be a good idea to check with your child's teacher and say, hey, how many sounds do they know so far? So I can kind of keep up with the sound game or keep up with the I Spy game as we go. And that would be a great information for you to get so that you can kind of nurture what they already know and then add to others while you have the time with them. Now, whether or not your child goes to the summer camp, they're not going to be doing the same thing. Even if it's a Montessori school, it's going to be more play-based. So it's really our responsibility as parents to really keep up with the language during the summer break. So make it really easy on yourself by including these on a day-to-day routine, bringing out the beginning sound of each thing that we say. Choose 3 letters for the day. Introduce it just by the sound. If they know the name already, that's okay. But we want to just focus on the sound the letter makes rather than the name, because sound is what build words. In addition to that, if you are an elementary parents, then you really want to, hopefully by this time your child is reading well. If not, then let's keep up with the spoken language. Let's keep up with the beginning sounds. Let's keep up with the letter sounds in addition to building words phonetically. So whatever sound they already know, we can start blending with them. And if your child isn't already a good reader, then it's a good idea to start a book club over the summer. Maybe you can keep up with some friends from school or family members around the same age and create a book list they can all choose from and read together over the summer. This will be amazing. Even if the child's friends lives in different part of the world, this different state, you can get on Zoom and do this, because that will be fun for your elementary child to have a book club where they can read the same book and share ideas with other similar age group over the summer. So that's all for language. Practical life is equally important because this is the daily things that we do. We keep up with what things in the kitchen, things in the house, things outside. So anything that involves around maintaining a home, preparing meals, and those things that you want to keep up with at home with your child over the summer. Because if they were in Montessori school, they have learned to do these things. It's part of the curriculum. And if they're in traditional schools, perhaps not as much, but still you want to incorporate them in a fun way. So make sure you have a little dustpan and broom in a house their size. If you didn't already have one, pick up one. Make sure you have a stool that they can use to step up to you, be at the counter level where they can assist with making different meals with you. And make sure they can actually go outside and help with gardening. Those are all practical things that we do on a daily basis, and we want to involve them in the process as well, and that will help them to keep up with their coordination, their physical energy, and keeping up with their handwriting, indirect preparations. You may already know this, but a lot of the work that we do in practical life work actually help the hand muscles get ready for writing. So whether it's picking up something with their pencil grasp, whether it's twisting a jar, opening it, all these things are really helpful to get the hand ready for handwriting. So practical life is a very essential, both purposeful and indirect preparation for academic as well. So it's a win-win. So I encourage you to focus on these 2 things during the summer, in addition to the other things that you plan to do. That's okay. But really focus on making sure language is nurtured, the practical life is supported around the summer, so that your children can also continue to thrive until the next school year.